I would love to tell you about the books I acquired at my local thrift stores this past weekend. So a former coworker of mine reached out to me and he needed some extra help bartending on a yacht. So I agreed to rent out my assassin drink slinging abilities for the weekend. The only thing is I had to wear black shorts, and I don't have black shorts or any black clothing because I just don't wear black. I only wear 4 colors, if you haven't noticed already. Navy blue, dark red, gray, and brown. So those are the only ones. Cuts down on my decision making, you know? You want to cut down on your decision making, reduce the amount of decisions you have to make on a daily basis, right? So I don't want to spend a whole lot of money buying some clothes that I'm never going to wear again, right? So I went to the thrift store. The first one I went to didn't have any black shorts that would fit me or whatever, but I always take a little, go on a little walk to the books, and I acquired these 2 ones. Look at this, perfect, right? Michael Jordan, Chicago. Look at this. Michael Jordan, the life, the biography. I mean, I would say the Chicago Bulls, in particular Michael Jordan, is probably the biggest cultural thing to come out of Chicago. I mean, worldwide, everybody knows Jordan. So this is the biography, and this is the Jordan Rules, written by Sam Smith. It came out in like 94, I want to say. Got all these reviews and stuff. 94. Look at this, is a 94 copy. What I don't like about this book is, why are they using purple? Why are they using purple on the cover, right? Just use black, Bulls, red, white, black. Boom, there we go. But this book is about, so Jordan was this media darling and doing all these commercials and always smiling and stuff. The Jordan Rules were like, yo, this guy in practice is no joke. He does not mess around. He's not afraid to get after you, right? So it was shocking to everybody else to read this. So these 2 books, what a great score, right? Score. Something that was surprising to me was I'll go to this one particular thrift store, and their book selection isn't usually that good. But I got what is this? 5 of these books, these great books, for $7. Can you believe that? So I'm aware of these books, just I don't know. I'm just aware of certain books, and I hear about them or I see them somewhere. Some type of my brain processes it somehow, right? I read this book, 0 to 1, probably until 2014. It's by Peter Thiel, who was part of the PayPal mafia. I'm sure many of you, if you're in the startup scene, entrepreneurship, you definitely know about this. And this is about innovative ideas and companies go from 0 to 1, right? Whereas everything now wants to be the Uber of this, the Grubhub of that, stuff like that. Everybody's copying each other, but really revolutionary ideas, it goes from non-existent to wow. Now there's this transformative idea, right? So 0 to 1, Peter Thiel. Put that right here. This is Theodore Rex. It's Teddy Roosevelt's biography by Edmund Morris. I think of all the Teddy Roosevelt biographies, this one is considered the most thorough. Good to have it on the shelf. I'm not saying I'm going to read all of these, but something I've noticed is that, this is a new kind of phenomenon for me. Usually I'll buy all my books or rent or borrow them from the Chicago Public Library. But with COVID, it was shut down. So then I started buying books, and I realized that I really enjoy highlighting things and also lending them out. Although of all the books that I've lent out, I don't think I've gotten any of them back yet. So those highlights are kind of markers of my reading existence. Teddy Roosevelt is probably one of my favorite presidents. Definitely interesting, fascinated by him. Just his story and the way he lived life was so large and gregarious and exciting. He was a naturalist and conservationist, so he loved out west, and he would go on these hikes and things like that. But he also took on the monopolies during the Progressive era and had some like major reforms where the government stepped in and was like, we should probably regulate our food. We should probably, do these like things to make it better for the public, right? And I think it's an interesting kind of parallel of today with big tech, like what it's going to be interesting, right? It's big tech and the amount of power that they have on the public is, maybe there's some parallels we can find in here, right? The Undoing Project by Michael Lewis. I listened to a podcast interview with Michael Lewis on the Tim Ferriss Show. Very excellent. I can't say I've read 2 of his books, but I respect him. This one is about Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky. Something about working together with big data studies, those revolutions. Daniel Kahneman wrote Thinking Fast and Slow. A lot of people are aware of that book. Very good book. Thought, worth a read, I'm sure. How about this one? The Odyssey by Homer. The Iliad and the Odyssey is probably the story that has shaped Western culture and civilization, like single-handedly, right? Like, wow. Such an important book. I should probably have it in my library. Again, because these are all things I'm acquiring to reference or to just have on hand, right? The Odyssey. I've mentioned it a couple times on the podcast before in some videos, the difference between Eastern storytelling and Western storytelling. So Western storytelling is based on Homer's The Iliad and the Odyssey. This one here is the Odyssey, which is about like his journey back from the war epic, right? And the Western storytelling version goes from like one man among many nameless men, goes on a quest or challenges or fights, and ends up the single person remaining, right? So Eastern storytelling, and Ken Ferguson, he's been on episode 83. We talk about this because he's a visual storytelling artist. And the Eastern storytelling version is like the hero starts by himself, herself, and goes on this journey and this quest. And along the way, meets different people. And they have different skill sets, and they may even start off as enemies, but they become friends. And then all together, they work together to collectively reach this goal. I think it's super fascinating. So you have this difference between Eastern and Western storytelling, and this is, what has shaped a lot of culture, the Odyssey. Good to have on hand, right? This book, right? Oh, jeez. Look how thick this book is. Man, look at this. Pretty cool cover. I like that. I know this is like considered like a great book. I'm just aware that it is. One of my friends said that this was a book that said he read it in 6 months, and it made him like appreciate like excellent storytelling or excellent like writing, and like how to not necessarily think, but he says he thinks about it almost every day. If you can get through this, right? That's why books are so great, isn't it? Like you can read a book and it can be on your mind every day, and it can totally transform you. And when I talk about my book journey with other people, I say like, you have probably read a book that has changed your life, right? Well, what if you just keep reading books that change your life? Like over and over and over. You're a totally different person. And perhaps someday I'll get through this book. David Foster Wallace. So I have another David Foster Wallace book that I haven't read either. And it is A Supposedly Fun Thing I'll Never Do Again. And this was given to me, believe it or not, by Tim James's mom. So Tim James was on the podcast episode 49 and 104. And he was visiting Chicago with his mom. He's a paleontologist. And she had this like book on hand. She gave it to me. So I don't know much about him. I really don't. Some more stuff to read, right? Okay, so this last one, A Gentleman in Moscow. Let's put these books over here, right? Get them out of the way. And I'm not sure how I knew about it. Maybe it's like a Netflix show or something I've seen. Great cover. I like that. So it's about this Russian aristocrat, and he's stuck in this he's imprisoned in this hotel room in Russia during the Russian Revolution of the 1920s. And so he's by himself, and well, essentially he has to find purpose through this isolation, right? Interesting, right? I wonder what that would be like. Just being in isolation, you can't go anywhere. You kind of have to do everything from your apartment. How do you find purpose and meaning in that, right? I think we can all somewhat relate, or, not the specific circumstances, but I think it's interesting that while this might have seemed extreme originally, now we all kind of have a little taste of what it might have been like, and why it's important to stay positive and find meaning and purpose in life, right? Of course. So I did get all of these. Also, I found some black shorts, so I wore those. But these books I got, let's see, besides the Jordan ones and the Bulls ones, right? These were like $5, and this I got for $7. $7. If a person read all of these books, the knowledge in this pile you would have, it would probably be as much or more than a semester in college. For $7. For $7, you could acquire as much knowledge as a semester in college, I think, or a year. I don't know. But got these for the library, the personal library. Which one would I read first? Honestly, I have such a big queue right now that I have to get through. I'm not going to. Maybe this one. What do you think? Over, under 10 years? Look how big it is. I don't know. Thanks for watching.